Hello and welcome to the South Australia State Basketball Centre for Tuesday night hoops, and it's a blockbuster clash between the Adelaide Lightning and the defending champions Bendigo Spirit. Both teams wanting to get back on the winners list in WNBL26. It is, of course, the return of Izzy Bourlays to Adelaide after she crossed from them in the off-season to join the Spirit. My name is Jess Webster and I'm joined in commentary tonight by two-time WNBL champion and former Flyers captain Beck Cole. Beck, this is a huge matchup for us tonight.
It sure is. Two teams that are wanting to bounce back from losses and get back in that W column.
And next to you in the experts chair, Paris Olympian and WNBA star Alana Smith. So fabulous to have you here tonight, Alana. And I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be the team that faces Bendigo on the back of a loss.
No, sirree. I think Bendigo are really looking to get some confidence back and get back in that W column.
A final member of our commentary team tonight is our very own John Casey, and he caught up with the returning player Izzy Bourlays a couple of moments ago.
Here with Olympic bronze medalist Izzy Bourlays. Izzy, welcome back to Adelaide.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's nice to be home.
Who's going to be here supporting you? You've no doubt the family will be in tow tonight.
Yeah, I had to get Dan, our GM, to get a couple extra tickets. I've got, my mum, dad, brother, sister, and then just a couple of friends. So, yeah, it should be good.
How do you approach the game? I mean, this is Forestville's home court, is under this roof. Taylor Brazel, you grew up with, went through the juniors. Is it a different game for you?
Yeah, I try not to look at it too differently. Obviously, it's a bit funny being on the opposite side of the court to a lot of my friends. But, yeah, I think at the end of the day, we both want to win. So I think, it will be competitive out there. But, yeah, off the court, it'll be good.
Averaging 21 points a game, you're second in the competition. What's been key to your success this season?
I just think it's been exciting having like a new environment. I think change is sometimes refreshing, and I think being around some veterans who have been helping me out in KG and Tolo, and just a young group of girls who are trying to get better all together, it's been really motivating, and I think, just a change of scenery it's been nice.
And a key to winning tonight, what do you think will be the focus?
I don't think we put enough points on the board against Perth. I think we need to probably move the ball side to side a little bit more, and I think getting defensive stops and probably nullifying what Steph can do and Fagan inside. It should be a good matchup.
Great to see you back in Adelaide. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Certainly is great to see her back in Adelaide, albeit in different colours. Becca, must be a weird feeling for Izzy Bourlays to be out there at the State Basketball Centre tonight, but she is putting in a fabulous season, averaging the 20 points per game.
She'll feel at home. She's back in the state where she started her WNBL career. She'll be loving that she gets to play in front of her friends and family. But what will be nice is to catch up with fellow teammates like Brazel and Talbot for the Adelaide Lightning. But when it crosses, it'll be white line fever.
I cannot wait for the contest tonight. Another player who switched clubs recently from Southside of Bendigo, Dallas Lockridge, and she caught up with John Casey as well.
Here with Dallas Lockridge, coming off a career-high 26 in Townsville. Congratulations on that. What pleased you most about the way you played?
I think I was just taking what Townsville were giving me and then trying to, find my teammates when they took something away. But I think, it would have been nice to get the win. So, but yeah, it was good. You
were right there at half-time. What went wrong in the second half?
We were. I think we can take the positives out of the first half, but obviously our defence, we had too many breakdowns, and then we just struggled to get some scores on the board when they went into a zone.
Bendigo coming off a tough loss in Perth as well. What are you expecting from them tonight?
We played them in the pre-season game, so I think it'll be a tough matchup. They're a good team, so I think it'll be exciting.
And where do you think it might be won or lost?
Hopefully we get the win.
And what do you have to do well to get the win?
I think we need to pick up our defence. I think that's something we need to work on, so we need to make sure we have defensive pressure.
Appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
She's having a fabulous season for the Lightning. Averaging the 16 points and 5 assists is Dallas Lockridge. Alana, what has impressed you the most about Dallas' season so far?
I think just the fact that Dallas is such a young guard bursting onto the scene, and the confidence that she has to lead her team and lead in scoring as a young point guard. That is so hard to do, and hopefully tonight she can continue to lead the way for the Lightning.
Well, the Adelaide Lightning have been getting some bumper crowds to their WNBL matches this season. Let's cross courtside and catch up with John Casey. John, what's the atmosphere like there tonight?
Hi there, Jess. Yeah, crowd starting to build, as is the atmosphere as well. Has been a minor setback for Adelaide, though. Maddie Freer has failed a last-minute fitness test, and she won't be suiting up for this one. And of course, we heard that the coach Karen talk about Serena Sundell's injury. She had her operation yesterday, so she can't be here tonight. They're still working with her whether she stays here in Adelaide and does her rehab. So wish her a speedy recovery. Bree Turner, coming out of contract in Perth, was on their radar, but she's not available. So they're not going to be going with her either. They do have someone coming in. And I just wanted to touch on Bendigo's outstanding record here in Adelaide. They've won the last 9 games against the Lightning. They haven't lost in Adelaide for 6 years. The last time Adelaide beat Bendigo in Adelaide, Alana Smith was playing for the Lightning.
Oh, John Casey's bringing the stats already tonight. There you go. So Bendigo with a recent history at the State Basketball Centre. Thanks so much, John. Looking forward to your contributions tonight. Well, Beck and Alana, cannot wait for this one. The big question, I think, is who's going to stand up in the absence of Serena Sundell?
For me, Steph Talbot has been really consistent stuffing the stat sheet, but I would like to see her put more points on the board. But again, let's run plays for her. Where can she be most successful?
Steph is a very unselfish player, so I think she needs to focus on being aggressive and looking for her own shots this game.
So here we go, Tuesday Night Hoops. Thanks for your company wherever you're watching. Both these sides looking to get back on the winners list. Adelaide coming off that 34-point loss to Townsville. This is their second game of round 5. And likewise for the Spirit, losing to Perth on Sunday by 15 points. Abby Werung, she's back after missing the last couple of games. She passes it off to Borlase, and now Griffin. And there is Steph Talbot looking to make an impact tonight. She wins the ball back for Adelaide as they work it forward. Now Talbot fires for 3 to get us underway on Tuesday Night Hoops.
Steph Talbot right on cue. We love to see her shooting the ball early, and when she makes one, be nervous, Bendigo.
Tolo off the right to get Bendigo's night underway.
Tolo is just one of those reliable players who you know is going to deliver when she gets the ball in the paint.
It's remarkable how consistent that she continues to be. And Bendigo win it back here.
And you see the first 2 possessions for the Spirit are inside. One to Griffin, one to Tolo. They have big mismatches inside, so I think that will also be a key focus for the Spirit today.
Here is Borlase back in her hometown of Adelaide for the first time. Werung, Griffin pounces on the loose ball. Adelaide work it to Rabati, and they look for Talbot inside. Nice finish. That's the team play they'll be looking for tonight.
It's like Talbot could hear me before the game started. She's off to a cracker of a start.
As we see a turnover. So a good start here to the Lightning.
And aren't there some great key matchups today? McConnell versus Lockridge, 2 speedy guards. Then Tolo, Fagan, 2 bigs, as well as 2 Australian opals in Borlase and Talbot. We have a great game tonight.
Bring it on indeed. Talbot out to Brazel, back to Talbot. Of course, Brazel and Izzy Borlase, very good friends, grew up a couple of streets away from each other in Adelaide and played a lot of games together in their junior years. Talbot again with a strong move. Taking on Borlase.
And you can see in that replay how she really uses her body to her advantage. She tucks in the ball, makes sure she's finishing strong with contact and gets to the line.
She's 2 from 2 early. This is a bright start indeed. Talbot, all of Adelaide's 7 points so far. It's remarkable.
It's like she heard us behind the screen, Lan.
Of course, no Serena Sundell for the Lightning. They're still trying to find a replacement, so we'll have to get it done by committee. And there's Fagan off the glass for 2.
And that's what happens when we can get Talbot to be a bit more selfish. Then that creates double teams for her, and now she's a great facilitator.
Borlase gets her first points of the night. Lockridge, who we spoke to pre-game, leading her side for points this season. Get it to go that time. Adelaide by 3. Griffin goes inside to Tolo, working on Fagan. Good contest between those two. And Tolo comes out on top.
Again, just such an efficient player, Tolo is, and just inside, using her body, finishing through contact. That's hard to do against someone like Fagan, and so we just love seeing that action from Tolo.
The WNBL debut with Canberra way back in 2008. Of course, 5-time champion of this competition and Australian Open as well. He's tailed it out to Rabati. And now Lockridge under pressure, back to Rabati. She loses it. It'll be a Bendigo ball.
Someone like Lockridge is probably going to get a little bit more attention this game after having such a stellar performance in the last, so she probably won't be able to do exactly the same thing that she did last time.
And that's something else Dallas also brings to her game, is her full court defensive pressure. And what I like, she might have fumbled it down the other end of the floor, but she didn't get back up. She went on to the next play and was like, I'm getting this ball back for my team. And that's the mindset that you need.
Scored a career high 26 points in their big loss against Townsville. It was really impressive in a losing side.
It really is. I think it's been a great thing for her to leave the Flyers, go to Adelaide where she can be that head point guard. Like you said, Lan, also work on that leadership, be that general on the floor. And then again, yes, she's leading her team in points, but the thing is, she's still getting 4 to 5 assists a game. So it shows that as a point guard, yes, you're finding your own shot, but you're also finding your teammates, which is part of your role.
Adelaide by 2. Fagan decides to go herself from deep. Talbot can't quite bring in the rebound. Spills to McConnell. She takes it away for the Spirit. 3 consecutive games now with double digits for McConnell.
A little bit of inter-sport action there.
Giving us a bit of everything. We're back into the lineup tonight. Hands it off to Pollard again. They look for Tolo. She gets the call.
Adelaide are going to have to be careful with their switching in this game, just with the sheer size of Tolo in the paint. They're either going to have to do a very good job of helping on that backside or think of something else, because Tolo, like we said, is just so efficient.
And I like that the Bendigo Spirit have kept going to her, knowing that she has the mismatch inside. So what do they change? Do they look to double her now?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
The WNBL26 season is officially underway. Expect to see world-class athletes, fierce rivalries, and some truly epic basketball. Get all your WNBL news, info, and tickets at WNBL.com.au or scan the QR code on your screen now. Did we just see early burgers?
Did we see early burgers?
We may have to get confirmation of that as Dallas Lockridge finds her way through. Adelaide by 4, halfway through this opening quarter at the State Basketball Centre. Connell finds Tolo, long range 2. Can't get it done. It'll be an Adelaide ball. So what did you notice, Beck, in Bendigo's loss to Perth just on Sunday, just a couple of days ago? They fought hard. Perth just had so much energy on Sunday. They lost by 15, but what did you make of the Spirit's performance?
They just needed more scoreboard pressure. Yes, Ball Ace had 16 points, but it was hard for her to get those points. Perth were really clogging the key, and for Bendigo Spirit, not only through penetration, but even passes. But there we see someone who knows how to get into the paint and score. She is so strong, so athletic, Sanaya Fagan, and again, she also has foot speed.
Great to have the insights of two-time WNBL champion Beck Cole and WNBA star Alana Smith with us in commentary tonight. Sanaya Fagan making her presence felt. Look at Abby where I'm due. Goes to Griffin. Doesn't get the bounce she wanted. It's a rebound to Fagan. To Lockridge. Pulls up for three. Can't get it done.
I love seeing confident shots like that from young players. I just think that takes a lot of guts to pull up for three and have the confidence to do that and, you know, let it fly.
I guess it's the mindset you've got to take into games like this, Alana, when you're coming up against the defending champions as well. Is it almost a nothing to lose mentality?
Absolutely, and I think Adelaide should have a bit of confidence coming into this game. They've got good pieces. They just need to put it all together to play a complete 40 minutes.
Started strongly here in the opening quarter. Lockridge to Fagan, wide open. Lets it fly, can't get it done. Reese onto the floor for the Spirit.
And you saw Reese sinking all the way into the key to help on that penetration from any guard, as well as they're tempting Fagan to shoot the three ball because she is deadly inside.
So Reese and Simpson into the action for Bendigo. We saw this a lot last week, giving a lot of minutes to some of their young players.
We sure did, and they've just played on the Sunday, and flown from Perth. So they're going to have tired bodies, getting subs in early, just getting their legs into them. I think it's a smart play by Kennedy.
Let's head courtside to John Casey.
Jeff, just picking up on the Kelsey Rees that you were talking about. Of course, her mum, Nicole Guy Rees, played 9 years, 150 games in the WNBL. She comes with a good pedigree. Her father, Paul, four-time NBL championship winner, including 3 here with Adelaide, as Borlase gets a bucket. So she's certainly got the right pedigree for this. Just wanted to also add that during the pre-season these teams played, as we've got an over and back violation called on Adelaide, but these teams played in the pre-season up in Townsville, went to double overtime. It was the very first game that Kara Mitchell coached, and Kennedy Keriyama, her opposite number tonight as coach of Bendigo, was very complimentary in the way that they went about it, and he knew this was going to be a tough game coming in.
Thanks so much, John. Yeah, certainly love to see the likes of Kelsey Rees in the WNBL. Getting some good minutes so far this season, and pedigree and family connection is what we love about the WNBL. Borlase, another bucket to her name.
And Borlase is just so crafty around the rim as well as so strong. So if you body her, knock her, she's so poised for a young player and can come up with different moves.
Tofayano into the action and off the left for 2. Alana, what do you make of that pre-season contest, double overtime between these two sides? Do you reckon either team will look back at that tape, or do you think it was just, it's a pre-season game, long way away now?
No, you can definitely learn a lot from previous games and pick up stuff that teams do, and also learn from your own mistakes. I think it's really important to look back at old tape, and I'm sure these guys have done a lot of studying.
It's Kelsey Rees getting fouled in the debut WNBL season. What kind of potential does she have, Beck?
I think she has so much potential. What is so great for her as well, she's playing under vets who are so experienced. Kelsey Griffin, Mariana Tolo. I'm not going to lie, her training weeks would be tough going up against those girls, but that's how you get better. And from what I've heard, she's a great teammate who gets around her friends, and she just is a sponge and wants to soak up and learn. So you can't ask for much more than that.
Adelaide by 4, 2.5 to play in this opening quarter. Porter into the action for the Lightning. Here's Tofayano, adding a couple more.
And Ella is someone who can have a great impact on the game. I like seeing her aggressive early on the offensive end.
Some early spread of contributors as well for the Lightning. Of course, no Serena Sundell, unfortunately rupturing her ACL. She was absolutely setting it alight. So we'll have to get it done by committee, the Lightning. Fajo misses her shot. Griffin hands it off to Borlase. Assessing her options. Looks to work the baseline, get it into the corner for Griffin, who lets it fly.
KG 23 for 3 in the corner. I can't wait to see Kelsey Griffin really get going. She has such great experience and she leads her team, and she's just a flat-out baller. So I'm loving seeing that shot go down early for her.
Having shooting bigs on the floor is a game changer. It just spreads the floor so much. It forces defense to be aware of them on the three-point line. It makes it so tough.
Saw all of that on the Amy replay. So Bendigo back to within a point. A fast transition down the other end. And Booth with the finish. And they hit the lead for the first time tonight, Bendigo. They lead the Lightning by 1 as we head to a timeout with 1 minute and 22 seconds on the clock.
And great defensive possessions by the Spirit, and then that has led them into their fast break points. And again, Borlase running hard down the floor, and that was her second assist in 2 possessions. She's sharing the ball nicely as we see Georgia Booth, who has come off the bench and also brought lots of energy. So I'm not surprised Karen Mitchell called a timeout there.
And Alana, it was interesting to hear Izzy Borlase speak about after last week's loss that they didn't get any transition points. So that is clearly something that they've worked up to use tonight.
Absolutely, and I think she's one of those players that can force that issue. Just her ability to bring the ball up the court and finish at the rim. She could go coast to coast almost any time she wants.
So if you had to pick a club where it was more important for them to get off to a good start tonight, Bendigo coming off a road trip. Your face says it all, Beck. You love it when I throw just a weird question at you. But Bendigo coming from Perth, 15-point loss. Haven't won an away game yet, and they may be tired and maybe looking to get some confidence in this first quarter. Adelaide taking on the defending champions on their home floor. Who needs to get off to a good start more?
I think Adelaide do. They're currently out of the top 4. So I'm going purely based on that. They've both come off a Saturday game for Adelaide, a Sunday game for the Bendigo Spirit. But for me, both teams are coming from a loss. So you want to at least split the weekend.
Oh, that's a pretty good answer.
That was a tough one.
Plenty more where that came from, Beck. But it is shaping up to be a great contest so far. 1 minute left in this opening quarter. Bendigo by a point. Oh, and that'll be a turnover as well.
Now, we've seen that a little bit from Sanaya Fagan before, just maybe driving a little bit out of control, and that's great help defense from Bendigo, knowing that when she puts the ball on the floor, sometimes she's not ready to come to a complete stop.
And we know Griffin is so good at putting her body on the line. So like you said, Lan, just a great read from the scout that I'm sure it was produced by Kennedy.
So we see Fagan take a rest on the bench. Griffin, how about the pass to Izzy Borlase as she had the finish off the left?
Add that to your transition points, Bendigo Spirit. She might have quarterback in her next chapter of life.
I told you there was some inter-sport action going on here. We're not just watching basketball.
She bit of soccer, NFL, you name it.
But again, the defense from the Spirit, forcing the Lightning into turnovers and then pushing the ball.
Booth up against Tofayono, who gives away the foul.
And that's a tough mismatch for bigs against really quick little guards. Their first step is so hard to guard, and then when they get past you, you either have to let it go at the rim or foul.
Borlase up to 8 points, leading her side so far in this first quarter for Bendigo. Steph Talbot with the 7. She scored Adelaide's first 7 points of the game. Tolo cleans it up.
And Lan, isn't that a cardinal sin? Every coach does not like when you miss a foul shot rebound.
I just got a shiver up my spine from past experiences of being yelled at for just that.
Who gave you the biggest spray?
Cheryl Reeve from Minnesota Lynx. She is a passionate woman, I would say, and one of the things she hates the most is rebounds, offensive rebounds off free throws.
Steph Talbot finds herself at the line. Bendigo have had the run in these last couple of minutes. They've opened up a gap. Talbot, 0 from 2. You can almost hear a pin drop in the State Basketball Centre. Final few seconds before quarter time. Bendigo with a strong 6-point lead. Borlase wants it to be more. Can't get it done on the buzzer. So at quarter time, it is the Bendigo Spirit leading the Adelaide Lightning 25-19 in an entertaining start to this game. How about this piece of play? Griffin to Borlase off the glass for 2. Stay with us. Second quarter coming up next. Welcome back to the South Australia State Basketball Centre. Tuesday night hoops. It is the Adelaide Lightning taking on the Bendigo Spirit, who have the edge at quarter time. They led 25-19, searching for their first away win of the season. Jess Webster with you in commentary tonight alongside two-time WNBL champion Beck Cole and Paris Olympian and WNBA star Alana Smith in the experts chair as we get the second quarter underway, and that's a strong start to the Lightning. A foul called. Alana Smith, your thoughts on the opening quarter? What did you like?
I loved the start from the Adelaide Lightning and how they came out super aggressive, being led by Steph Talbot, scoring the first 7 points of the game. But I feel like Bendigo made a really good job of adjusting and clogging that paint anytime Steph had the ball. And so they've ended up on top for the first quarter just by being able to go with the flow of the game, read what's happening, and take away what Adelaide are trying to do.
Borlase gets the call.
Over 2 there too. That's a tough finish there, like, through 2 players through contact.
She's already in double digits, averaging the 20 per game this season.
And Karen Mitchell said in the pre-game interview that one of their keys to the game was to shut down Izzy Ball-Ace, but a lot of it has seemed quite easy for her so far. She's already on 11 points, so I think they might look to double team her on pick and rolls. Definitely need to clog the paint, so it'll be interesting to see the adjustments Adelaide makes.
She had a season low 16 points against Perth on Sunday.
Which isn't that low.
No, you stole the words right out of my mouth, Alana. That puts it into context, the kind of season that she's having. If that's not a bad game, but not her best that we've seen, as we see Fagan from the corner.
That is some people's career high.
Yeah.
But this is just the performance that she has been putting on with the Bendigo Spirit. She's really taken this new role, you know, as a leading scorer, a facilitator, and has just done so well with it so far.
Adelaide can't punish them on the turnover. Ball-Ace this time fitting it off to Griffin. Ball-Ace can't get it done. It does spill the way of Griffin, as Rabati to contend with. Fighting hard is Griffin. She also can't find the finish, but she'll get another opportunity.
The rebounding machine that Griffin is. She just got 3 offensive rebounds within almost 3 seconds, getting a second chance opportunity for her team.
Another offensive rebound, this time to Tolo. Still haven't found the bucket yet, the Spirit, as McConnell loses her feet. Let's head courtside to John Casey with an update from quarter time.
Thanks, Jess. Just coach, he was just imploring her players just in the game. She thought they lost their way a little bit. They had Shania Fagan picked up 2 quick fouls, which didn't hurt when she had to sit down. They turned the ball over 6 times, and after leading by 7, they gave up the last 12 points of the quarter. So it's just about getting back to what the preparation and the scout was and trying to stick with it.
Brazel for 3, can't get it to go. It's an important point that John makes. You can't have these lapses against a side like Bendigo because they will punish you.
And they're so experienced, but like you said, they will punish you. And Izzy Ball-Ace in her bag having a field day. But this is just why you have to stick to the game plan. Basketball is a game of 40 minutes. You can come back at any time. So they just need to get some stops and execute on the offensive end just like that.
Nice finish from Fagan.
Adelaide are going to need Fagan to put in some big minutes here and some big numbers, and hopefully she can perform for them. She's a big body, just a tough matchup with her against Tolo for this game.
Ball-Ace weaving away through traffic. So pretty to watch.
Too good. And then we get the steal and hustle from McConnell.
Through the hands of Tolo, and now Werong fires from deep.
What a play from the Spirit.
And that will always cause a coach to call a timeout when you get a steal on the inbound pass and then backing it up with a 3.
Timeout here in the second. Bendigo out to a 10-point lead, 35-25. So Karen Mitchell has seen enough. And Kennedy Kariyama would be pretty pleased with how they turned it around. I mean, Alana, you probably expect a slow start from them with that away trip to Perth just on Sunday and then travelling to Adelaide. So the Lightning with a 7-point lead, and since then Bendigo have controlled things, and they now lead by 10. Biggest lead of the match.
I mean, that's where experience pays off. You play enough games in your career, you know what it takes to win. And even if you don't start the way you want to, like Beck said earlier, it's a 40-minute game, so you've got a lot of time to put in that work.
Ball-Ace running hot with the 15 points. So she's leading the Spirit at the moment. And Tolo with the 6, Griffin with the 5. Fagan up to 9 for the Lightning. Talbot with 7 points, still on an early quarter time tally. we take a look on the Amy replay, Izzy Borlase is having a night so far as she returns home. This is the steal from McConnell.
And that is the hustle. You get a basket in the lane from Izzy Borlase, and then you get Meg McConnell not giving up, getting on her men right on the baseline, diving on the ball, and then they get a 3 from Werrung. That is the heart and the hustle that the Spirit were missing against the Perth Lynx, but do have tonight.
You're exactly right, Beck. This is much better energy from the Spirit at the moment. Can Talbot inject herself into the contest? She gives it to Brazel! Knocks it down from outside the arc.
That's a great read from Talbot there. She saw the defense sink in and kicked it straight out to her three-point shooter who could deliver.
Delivered in a big way, just what her side needed out of the timeout as well. Borlase to Griffin. That's experience.
And what a two-man game right there between Griffin and Borlase. They have been doing pick and rolls. Griffin realised she had a mismatch. Borlase, nice pass inside. Who do you guard in that position?
And the Lightning have coughed it up. Borlase lost it, gets it back. Werrung, this is danger. She's got another one.
And the momentum is just going Spirit's way right now, Lan. But it's their stops, it's the defense, the steals they're getting, and then that is leading to their offensive transition.
They are being fueled by hustle plays, I think, and I think that shows in the stats with their 7-0 boards already.
Offensive, so no score. Bendigo well on top now at the moment. Biggest lead of the game by 12.
Okay, we have to give a shout out to KG23. Putting your body on the line as you get over 30. Age is just a number. Knowing you have to get back up is hard work. She's got 2 charges for the game already.
I'm not even 30 yet, and I'm questioning whether I would do that.
Well, that's why she's a 5-time champ, a 3-time grand final MVP.
And she's earned herself a break on the bench.
Werrung. Can't get it to go this time. Pollard heads to it, but can't keep it alive. Let's head courtside to John Casey.
At quarter time, Kara Mitchell was composed and it was all about X's and O's, but in the most recent timeout, she was very agitated and let rip at her players, it has to be said. She was right up getting emotional about it as well. Obviously controlled emotion, but she's asking her players to dig a little deeper, and Shania Fagan was given a clear message that she needs to pick up her game.
Okay, thanks, John. Here's Lockridge for 2.
And it's good insights from John, because Fagan is an import that we said earlier on in the season we really wanted to see her step up. And Lan, you've seen her in the WNBA. What's some things you think she can really add to the Adelaide Lightning's game and be a real impact?
Just her presence inside. I think Adelaide need her size and strength, especially when you're going up against players like Tolo and Griffin. You need someone who can be in the key and stand strong, and she can do that for them.
Pick number 21 in the 2025 WNBA draft. Completed a rookie season with the LA Sparks. Werrung doesn't get the finish she was after. Bendigo by 10. Talbot hands it off to Strawbridge. Now they go to Lockridge. In a career best game last week against Townsville. Fagan misses her opportunity.
She misses, but that's the inside presence you're talking about, Lan. She seals so deep in the key, you cannot stop that.
It's Tolo against Fagan. Tolo with a spin move, it rolls out. And Talbot too. She'll get it back. It bounces off the rim. They've left a few out there, Lightning.
Adelaide need to get the ball in the paint. It just works for them. Even if it's just a pass out from the paint, it needs to go in there.
Borlase hands it off to Tolo. 15 points already for Izzy Borlase. Werrung starting to get involved. Gives it to Tolo, little fumble. No, it's come off Talbot. So it'll remain with the Spirit.
And that's great hands and deflections by Steph Talbot there. She's undersized but didn't give up. I would like to say see Adelaide Lightning run some plays and sets for Steph Talbot right now, especially her being in the 4. She has better foot speed than Olivia Pollard right now on the floor. Or as Rees comes in. But still, I'd like to see them go to Talbot and get her some looks early because she has been quiet in this second quarter.
Yeah, she's still on the 7 points, which all came at the start of the game. She scored Adelaide's first 7 points of the match. Stuck on that tally at the moment. Need her to get going. As you see, jump ball. Bendigo by 10, 3 minutes left in this first half.
You can see, though, they were trying to get the ball into Talbot there in the paint, but Bendigo are doing such a good job of just clogging that paint up and making that pass really, really hard.
Simpson off to Werrong. Now they get it back to Griffin. Talbot with the rebound. She's still fighting hard.
And it is physical out there. Talbot's done a great job on both ends of the floor, rebounding, boxing out. She might not get a stat, but she's getting tips and deflections. She's really bringing the heart and the engine right now for Adelaide, and the rest need to follow her.
And I've seen Steph Talbot lift in the gym. That woman can push weight.
Here goes Lockridge. Toffiano loses it. And it'll remain with the Lightning.
You've got to be careful dribbling the ball in that paint with how Bendigo are playing right now. It's just a field day for tips.
Talbot back to Lockridge. That's around Simpson. Oh, Kelsey Griffin with the hustle. Hands it off to Borlase, who's running downhill. Can't get it done.
But again, who stopped that play? Woman herself, Steph Talbot.
She's everywhere.
Talbot with 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. And she's doing everything she can at the moment.
Again, just the hustle from Griffin, getting on the floor, and those are the stops that are leading into that offensive transition for Spirit that they did not get against the Perth Lynx.
Foul is called.
And Lan, do you think in the last few possessions for the Adelaide Lightning that people have taken one more extra dribble in regards to they needed to kick it and not take that extra dribble inside the paint to the open shooters?
Yeah, better reads need to be made on what the defense is showing them. There's open players there. They just need to find them. Just as Steph Talbot is doing right now, kicking out to 3. It's a great shot, didn't hit, but we get a good O-board and a foul.
And we'll send Toffiano to the line. Izzy Borlase now 3 personals.
And a great execution from the Lightning. Again, the shot didn't fall, but that was the right shot in the context of play. Therefore, we saw Toffiano be able to get that rebound because everyone was in the right positions.
Important points there to the Lightning. Keeps them in touch. So the lead was out to 12 during this third quarter, and they brought it back to 8. 2 minutes left on the clock as we head to a timeout.
Izzy Borlase having 3 fouls is going to be a problem for Bendigo, and that's where maybe her age shows, just being able to stay smart on the defensive end and not get those early fouls, because she's just such a gun on that offensive end. They need her to produce.
Here's a great Christmas present idea. Make sure you check out the official WNBL merch range featuring hoodies, tees, track pants and shorts designed for the true WNBL fans. Scan the QR code on your screen now or head to WNBL.com.au to shop the collection and rep the W. Beck and Lance, have you guys started your Christmas shopping yet?
I actually have, but I would like to know, with this new era, we see the purple that is coming into the WNBL. John Casey, I'm loving your outfit tonight. Was the WNBL new era a big reason for your outfit choice tonight? Maybe John got a little shy after that little compliment. We might hear from him later regarding his fashion choices, Jess.
I think we will. We'll get down to John Casey very, very shortly as we come out of this timeout here in the second quarter. Bendigo by 8. 2 minutes to go in the second. An intriguing second quarter so far. Werrong fires for 3. Can't get it done. Rabati hands it off to Talbot. Interesting to see if the Lightning can take advantage of Izzy Bourlet spending some time on the bench. Talbot's pass just a little bit too much on it. And Kelsey Griffin will say thank you very much. Hand it off to Simpson, who'll take it down the floor. Tolo to Booth in the corner, wide open, and she gets it done.
And that is what Booth can bring to this Spirit team. 3-point shooting, and hasn't she just come on in her minutes full of confidence?
Former development player with the Flyers and also with Bendigo before being elevated to the main roster. As we head to the sideline and check in with John Casey, who was looking around the huddles at the last timeout. John?
Indeed I was. Kennedy Kerryama was very animated in the huddle. He just told his team they need to stay with this. They've put themselves in a very good position. They've worked hard. Don't let it slip here in the last minute and a half, and just maintain everything that they've been doing, because it's been working well for them. And thanks very much for the compliments regarding the attire. I have to say that was just the sheer luck. Grabbed the shirt out of the cupboard, and that was the one. But I am inspired by the new colours, and so are many South Australians who think it looks fantastic, but certainly impartial here when you're working the sidelines.
Love it. Love your fashion choices, Case, and I think the purple suits you. Talbot at the charity stripe. It's her first point since the opening stages of the first quarter. She makes it 2 from 2.
And if Adelaide Lightning can get a couple of stops going into halftime, that will just build their momentum, gain their confidence. It's only 9 points right now, so if they can just change and swing that momentum, they'll be feeling good.
Griffin to Tolo, and there's a foul called.
And Lan, how much do you love a high post to low post action?
Some of my favourite action, I'd have to say, Beck, is that high-low. I think it's super tough to guard when you've got a presence like Tolo in there and you've got shooters in the corner. It's money.
See what play the Spirit can drop here. And go to Tolo. Hands it off to Abby Werrong. Missed the last couple of games. Hands it off to Simpson. The shot clock's ticking down. She takes on Lockridge, works her way inside, has to put her shot up, and she gets the finish. Well done.
That was a tough shot by Simpson.
Razzle to return fire. Rabati cleans it up. It's a valuable bucket for the Lightning.
Great offensive rebound by Rabati. That's something that she does bring to this Lightning team, and we've seen that with the New Zealand Tall Ferns as well.
Margin back to a single figure of 9 points. Booth bounces off the rim. The rebound to Rabati. Seconds ticking down to halftime. Brazel hands it off. Rabati. Oh, it doesn't quite bounce in on the buzzer. So that'll do us for halftime. Bendigo led by 6 points at quarter time. And they now lead by 9 at the main break. Things still remaining very close here at the South Australian State Basketball Centre. Lightning in front of a very, very vocal home crowd, looking to bounce back from that tough loss against Townsville in their earlier game in round 5. Both these sides playing 2 games in round 5. Bendigo lost to Perth on Sunday. Let's head courtside to John Casey.
Thanks, Jess. I'm here with Kelsey Griffin. Kelsey, this is a pretty physical game at the moment, but you tend to enjoy that.
Yeah, I think that's the league this year. It's physical. I think we've elevated it, want to be like FIBA play, and so it's a great contest. And, we knew Adelaide was going to come out and play really hard, so it's exactly what we expected.
They surprised you early, but you're able to weather the storm. What have you been able to get in your favour?
I think we settled down a little bit. We turned the ball over. They had really good pressure, but we also made some mistakes, whether it was because of our pressure or we just we were being reactive. So I think we settled in a little bit, got a bit more of a flow, and Izzy did what Izzy does.
And it looks as though you feel like you've got an advantage down low in the paint through yourself and through Tolo as well.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to play to, and if two commit, finding the open shooter, we've got great scorers all around us, so it's having that balance of inside out.
And just finally, as the most experienced player out here, how's the Doomsday double trouble treating you?
Look, it's a lot better than when I first came out here and you had to fly to Perth and then fly to Adelaide the next day and play midday, so I think it's better now in my 14th season than it was in my first.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Kelsey Griffin there from the Bendigo Spirit, and they're holding the cards at the moment. They lead by 9, 45-36. Some more from the State Basketball Centre in Adelaide in just a moment.
Halftime in Adelaide at the State Basketball Centre, where the Lightning trail the defending champions 45-36, but it has been an entertaining game of hoops in the final match to close out round 5 of the WNBL season. Jess Webster with you alongside two-time WNBL champion Beck Cole and, of course, Paris Olympian Alana Smith as well. These are the match stats to halftime. Beck, what do these numbers tell you?
It shows me that Bendigo Spirit have really lifted their defensive intensity, forcing the Adelaide Lightning into 12 turnovers, something that they lacked against the Perth Lynx. Those stops on the transition are able to bring them their offensive transition.
And Alana, as I take a look at the Hungry Jacks halftime highlights, you feel like Bendigo are in control on the scoreboard, but Adelaide have shown glimpses they can match it with the best.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen Adelaide score so well right at that first quarter with Steph Talbot being super aggressive. We also have seen Snia Fagan go to work. But Bendigo have just done a great job of clogging that paint and making Adelaide make mistakes. Adelaide are shooting a high clip from the two-point land right now, so they need to keep going to the paint and making Bendigo pay. But Bendigo is so big, so strong, it's going to be tough to do that.
Izzy Borlase with the 15 points, but 3 personal fouls at halftime. How do you think they'll manage her in the second half?
Izzy just needs to be smart, and that's on her. Coach can only do so much. She just needs to play smart on that defensive end, try and be aggressive, but know that she's in trouble when it comes to fouling. So she can't do those little extra things that you want to do as a defender. You want to poke at the ball, you want to try and block shots, but you just have to be careful when you're out there.
She certainly wouldn't want to end her first game in her hometown too early. This is our Blackmore's head-to-head. Sania Fagan and Kelsey Griffin. This is a juicy matchup. Beck, how have you seen it so far?
It sure is. Fagan has definitely had the foot speed and been great off the dribble, and she is so athletic getting to the basket. But Kelsey Griffin, 6 rebounds, and that is really helping the Bendigo Spirit as they're sitting at 7 offensive rebounds, and that's something that's helping them get second chance points.
Izzy Borlase, these are her highlights to halftime. 15 points already. She averages the 20 points per game. She had a season low of 16 in that match against Perth, but she has certainly shown plenty of highlights in the first half.
She sure has. Borlase is in her bag right now, facilitating to her teammates, pushing the ball in transition, but then making some really nice moves inside the paint, using her strength against smaller guards, just like that, a step back. How do you stop Borlase right now?
It's a question I might fire at Alana. How do you stop her?
You need to get the ball out of Borlase's hands. She is a prolific scorer, so defense just needs to make anybody else have the ball.
So at halftime, it is the Bendigo Spirit leading by 9, but Izzy Borlase may be in foul trouble, so we'll have to see what happens in the third quarter. Can Adelaide Lightning mount a comeback, or will Bendigo get their first away win of the season? Stay with us. We've got the third quarter coming up after the break.
Make it a
Well, she's a 5-time WNBL champion, a 3-time WNBL Grand Final MVP, and she was MVP of the league back in 2019. But Kelsey Griffin, at 38 years of age, is still producing the highlights. She is on fire here for the Bendigo Spirit at halftime at the State Basketball Centre, helping her side to a 9-point lead at halftime over the Adelaide Lightning. What have we got coming up in the third quarter as these two sides fight for a place in the top 4 as WNBL Round 5 comes to a close? Jess Webster with you alongside Beth Cole, Alana Smith, and courtside for us tonight is John Casey.
Thanks very much, Jess. We get great access to the coaches, as you know. Was able to chat with both coaches there during the half-time break. Kenny DeKerryama says he's going to back in Izzy Borlase. She will start this third quarter with those 3 fouls. They're going to change the matchup, though. She'll move across, and Abby Werung will come on to Steph Talbot, just trying to protect her in terms of those fouls. And for Karen Mitchell, I asked her what she's most concerned about. She said, Tolo's killing it. We need to do something, a better job inside, and certainly get that ball moving.
Thanks so much, John. The two veterans, Kelsey Griffin and Mariana Tolo, getting it done tonight. Mariana averaging nearly 13 points per game, 7 rebounds. And as we've mentioned so many times this season, the experience of Kelsey Griffin and Mariana Tolo helping out players like Izzy Borlase and even the young ones like Kelsey Rees. It's just such a valuable experience for them being in this Bendigo lineup.
You cannot put a price on experience, and a big reason why the Bendigo Spirit were the champions last season were because of those 2 ladies, and one of them is right there, KG 23. And you see them take the younger players under their wings and also fill them with confidence to be the player that they are. So it's super exciting to see these young ones develop as the rounds go on.
10 championships between Mariana Tolo and Kelsey Griffin, Alana. It's incredible.
luckily they got 10 fingers to chuck those rings on.
And maybe they'll be up there again. Bendigo this year aiming to defend their title. So this is a massive third quarter to come. Adelaide need to try and keep themselves in it. Bendigo by 6 at quarter time, 9 at half time. As we get the third underway. Adelaide to kick us off at their offensive end. Rabati going to go to Fagan. Up against Tolo. No easy task, but she gets the first bucket of the third.
And I like that she's confident to go up against Tolo. They need her to be confident and aggressive at the start of this second half.
Tolo hands it off to Werung. Hands it to Borlase in the corner. Tolo working hard underneath the rim.
And John Casey mentioned that Karen Mitchell wanted to stop Tolo. I'm interested to see that they switched that pick and roll on ball screen to get a mismatch inside. So I wonder if that was miscommunication or maybe that is still the plan.
Talbot goes to Rabati. And he's off target. See what they do here. The Spirit. Oh, Abby Werung kicks it out to Griffin. Now to McConnell. Double digits her last 3 games. Borlase over the top to Griffin. Now up against Lockridge. Tough for Lockridge to defend. And Griffin adds to a tally.
And you see the high hedge that Sanaya Fagan did to help on that on-ball screen to get the ball, like you said, Lan, out of Izzy Borlase's hands. But then if you give her up, you get Kelsey Griffin on a mismatch inside. Who do you guard? Who do you stop? But Dallas Lockridge, good to see her get going.
Gonna go by 9. Griffin to Tolo. Easy bucket.
That is just too easy for Bendigo. Adelaide need to make it hard. They need to make it gritty. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game for the Lightning.
Out to a double-digit lead by 11. Fagan, rather. Beautiful pass to Lockridge.
Super poised on that possession, felt the body contact, did a Euro step. She makes it look easy, but those are the skills that Dallas Lockridge has.
Ball A's from outside the arc. Can't get it done. Fagan with the rebound. Off to Talbot. Now to Lockridge. Up against McConnell. Long range 2. Comes up short. It's taken away by Borlase. To McConnell, who hasn't yet had a shot in this match. This is her first. Can't get it done. But that's interesting that McConnell, double-digit figures the last 3 games.
It sure has, and I think that's a testament to Adelaide's team D, but also Dallas Lockridge on her one-on-one defense. They're not letting Meg get open looks.
Fagan off the glass for 2. It's keeping the scoreboard ticking over. This is the end where they need to lift Lightning. Tolo bounces off the rim. Lockridge with a rebound. Brazel from long range. Leaves it short. Here goes Borlase, carving away through the defense. Into the corner. They share it around to give it to Griffin. Doesn't pull the trigger. Instead wants to set up a move with Tolo.
Great defensive possession there from Adelaide, just moving with the ball, rotating really well and forcing Kelsey Griffin into a shot that you probably want her to take.
Oh, that rattles out from Brazel.
Absolute dagger. You want that 3 to drop so bad.
Did everything right.
And Brazel has been injected into the starting lineup due to Sundell's injury, and she's someone they need to see get going.
Nice play from Griffin.
Just read that play so well, had the screen, she read the mismatch and had a nice slip to the basket.
Lockridge. She makes it count.
And you just cannot give her that much time and space because she is a sharp shooter from beyond the arc.
Up to 12 points now for Dallas Lockridge, coming off a career best 26 in their loss to Townsville. Having a fabulous season. Shot clock ticking down, so they give it to Werong. He's off target.
And there's Steph Talbot just providing that much-needed help defense in the paint. Here we are seeing Lockridge knock that shot down. Geez, that looks smooth.
On the Amy replay, Dallas Lockridge averaging the 16 points per game. 5 minutes to go in the third. Rabati, Griffin with the pressure again. She comes up with a steal, takes it down the floor and gets the call. She's incredible.
The nonchalant walk-off from Kelsey Griffin.
She's given point forward right there. Gets the steal, hands up in the lane, coast to coast, and gets the and one. Griffin has really ignited and just had a lot of heart and hustle in today's game. But another offensive rebound off a foul shot.
I can hear Cheryl Reeve in my right now.
Sounds like you've got PTSD, maybe.
Probably could be diagnosed, yeah.
And they're the little things Lightning did so well to start this quarter, to chip away, increase their defensive intensity, get stops. They were executing at the other end of the floor. But then you do things like that where you might have a miscommunication, or it's a hustle play where you don't rebound, you don't dive on the loose ball, and then it goes back out to 10 points.
Kaya Simpson giving it off to Booth. They go in the Tolo direction. She's made her presence felt so far tonight. She hits the floor.
And keep going to the well till it goes dry. She's doing such a great job of going one-on-one back to the basket, or if she gets doubled, she sees hands, then she kicks it out and finds her open shooters.
Tolo looking like she thinks she was shooting there. Might have been what she thinks a shooting foul.
Restart from the baseline. Booth to Werong. Booth! Great team play.
Great read. You see the defense coming at you, and that inbounder is wide open.
12-point lead to the Spirit. Adelaide need to get going. Rabati, tough shot. Can't get it to go. Tolo, 12 points, 5th rebound. Werong has to get around Talbot, gives it to Booth, who loves it from here. That's no exception.
And what a kick-back pass from Abby Werong coming off that screen. And Booth read it perfectly, lifting up from the corner.
Timeout here in the 3rd quarter. Bendigo with a handy lead, 62 to Adelaide 47. Maybe some danger signs now for Adelaide.
Yes, Adelaide are definitely going to have to pick up the intensity here. Like I said earlier, they're going to have to make this game gritty. Bendigo are like a well-oiled machine, and so they're going to have to do anything it takes to make sure they can stop this firing Spirit.
We also see on screen there Casey Samuels with her moon boot on her foot. So even though she is not playing and out, it's great to see her with the team on the road and supporting the Bendigo Spirit.
Yeah, played the first couple of games, Casey Samuels, and then has missed the last 3. I'd love to have her out there. At the moment, though, they're leading by 15 points and getting it done in enemy territory tonight. Backing up after travelling to Perth on Sunday and losing by 15. They're currently up by 15 points. Bendigo's have come out of a timeout here in the 3rd quarter. That last triple from Georgia Booth sent us into a timeout. And she's had 11 points off the bench tonight. Borlase still leading the way with 15. That was her tally at halftime. Griffin and Tolo have combined for 25 points and 12 rebounds tonight.
I feel like Bendigo have a big 3 in Borlase, Griffin and Tolo.
Talbot feeds Fagan beautifully.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Fagan and Talbot in more pick and rolls. Make the defenders decide who are you going to defend right now, because both of them are such great scoring options.
Let's say courtside to John Casey, who was around the Adelaide huddle at that last timeout. Case, what is the strategy for the Lightning moving forward?
Steph Talbot did a lot of the early talking before the coaches got into the huddle, and Steph was just all about going through the process and staying with the game plan. And when Karen Mitchell came in, it was very similar as well. She was very composed, and I think you could sense that within the group that it was getting away from them, and it was all about just keeping the spirits up and wanting them just to try and, stick to it and get the job done.
Thanks so much, Case. Kelsey Reese at the line. Young 23-year-old has just returned home from a stint in the US at the Uni of Utah. Has aspirations to one day become an Australian Opal. Spills to Rabati. And we do have burgers. So you see the code on your screen, WWIN. Make sure you claim via the WNBL app.
I will not be getting one of those tonight, Jess, as it is a Tuesday. It is a weekday, which equals no cheat meal for Bet Cole over here.
Speak for yourself, Beck. I'm in the off-season. Burgers all day.
Amen.
Love that for you, Lance. Margin sitting at 13 points. It's not beyond the Lightning. What can Fagan do up against the youngster? Steps her way through. Doesn't get the roll.
I really like that move, though. She has the speed and the strength on Rees. Look to attack right now while Tolo is off the floor.
Borlase to Griffin. We'll head to the line for the and one. Earlier in the match, it was Griffin to Borlase. Now they're teaming up again.
Again, great vision and poise from Borlase and a great finish from Griffin.
That cut there is so hard to guard when you've got Izzy Borlase coming off a screen to the middle. You want to help, but then you've got Kelsey Griffin cutting, making you decide, do I help on Borlase or do I guard my player?
A new game high margin of 16 points. It's Rabati to Lockridge. Shot clock down to 5, so she goes herself from the top of the arc. Griffin with the rebound. She falls heavily. A little bit of friendly fire, but she's okay.
Amazed she got up from that one. That looked like it hurt.
Rees can't get the finish.
That was just great help, D, from Strawbridge. She was on split line where she needed to be and made that shot really tough for Rees.
Lockridge works the baseline, kicks it out to Fagan. Again, they're no good. 19% the Lightning from the three-point range. 3 of 16 tonight.
And Griffin just being a monster on the boards. She currently is sitting with 9 rebounds so far.
Nearing a double-double. Rees gets fouled. Griffin 16 points, 9 rebounds.
Sanaya Fagan needs to be a little bit smarter there and just wall up. Sometimes you just have to let players have a go at the rim instead of fouling.
One beat, one city, all ball. Hoops Fest is Australasia's biggest basketball, culture and lifestyle festival. It's all about hoops, the ultimate fusion of sport, culture, music and entertainment. Hoops Fest will once again take over Western Australia from the 15th until the 18th of January. Don't miss out on everything Hoops Fest has to offer, including the Hungry Jacks NBL and WNBL regular season games, the Hoops Fest Fan Zone, the Hoops Fest Cup, Sneakerland events. And make sure you get your tickets at hoopsfest.com.au or scan the QR code on your screen now.
Say that really fast 5 times, Jess.
That's going to be super exciting. WA in January. Can't wait for it. A minute left here in this third quarter. Can Adelaide find a lift heading into three-quarter time? That might do it from Dallas Lockridge.
Adelaide have to keep chipping away. There's always a chance. You can't give up hope. And so plays like that, they just need to keep going at it.
Some steadying shots from Dallas Lockridge. Takes the tally to 14. 16 points. Bendigo are in front as Borlase a little bit too much on that pass. Here's a late chance for the Lightning.
And that's what it's going to take for the Lightning. They need stops and then they need scores so they can get that lead down to single digits.
Spirit have owned this third quarter. Brazel. So good. Important rebound to win here. Will they keep it alive? Strawbridge to Brazel.
And what?
Did they go over the line?
It did look like an over and back, but Adelaide might not have had possession, so that might be why that is not the call. But what energy Booth has really brought to this game today on both ends of the floor. Hustling over on-ball screens, as well as just diving on loose balls.
That definitely looks like an over and back right there.
personally loving the music coming out of the PA screen, the PA system.
Austin Powell?
Yeah. Oh, we're having a bit of a chat about this call.
The younger generation probably have no idea what the Austin Powers films are.
And that is a sad, sad tale.
So we've worked it out. It's going to be a Lightning ball. So Bendigo by 16. Lockridge to Fajo. Last few seconds, ball A's into the corner. They work it to Kelsey Griffin. She cannot put the exclamation mark on the third quarter, but it is Bendigo well in control here at the State Basketball Centre as we turn for home. They lead the Adelaide Lightning 67-51. Stay with us. The final quarter is coming up after the break. Three-quarter time at the State Basketball Centre in Adelaide, and the Bendigo Spirit, the defending champs, are getting it done tonight. They lead the Adelaide Lightning 67-51, a dominant third quarter where they put on 22 points to 15 to turn a 9-point lead at halftime into 16 by three-quarter time. Jess Webster with you alongside two-time WNBL champion Beck Cole and Paris Olympian Alana Smith in commentary tonight as we get the final quarter underway. Ball A's just adding to a tally, easy as you like, off the right.
That was just a great play, a great Iverson cut, used her body, finished strong. She's having a great game tonight.
Immediately off the bat, they extend the margin to 18 points. So you see a nice reverse.
That was a great backdoor cut, and again, just an extra pass from Steph Talbot.
McConnell for the Spirit. They go to Tolo. Working on Rabati. She gets the foul.
And those are those calls that you want to contest as the player, where you think you got your hands up, but right at the end, your little wrist snaps, and it's a foul call. It is a foul every time, but it doesn't feel like it when you're the player.
I think there's a tech foul here as well. Send Izzy Borlase to the line.
It might have come from the bench or the coaching staff. We saw they all really wanted to get around Rabati and back her there. So let's listen for John.
Yeah, check foul. Kira Mitchell was up on her feet. The bench also up on their feet. I'm not exactly sure who it was assessed on, but they've had to start the fourth quarter here with small ball because Tofiono 4 fouls, Fagan 4 fouls, so they've had to try and mix it up. And to pick up an early foul in the quarter wasn't exactly what the coach was after.
Thanks so much, John. So the lead continuing to grow. 19 points. At the start, the Lightning would have wanted to this last quarter. What can Talbot manufacture? Sends it into the corner. They work it to Porter. Can't get it done. Goes Borlase. Finds a path through.
You can just see Adelaide losing their way a little bit here, having miscommunications, not quite sure where they're supposed to be helping from the defensive end, but they just need to lock in, take a deep breath and go back to their game plan and back to the basics.
So strong pacing told us off the top. Bendigo have won their last 9 games here in Adelaide. But home away from home for them. Dallas Lockridge wins the O board off to Porter. Stolo to contend with. Stays alive. Fijo. With the shot clock ticking down, throws it up off the left. McConnell cleans it up. Seen a bit of McConnell in the WNBA, Alana. Give us an insight into maybe her role over there in the US. Maybe if it's different here in Australia.
Yeah, McConnell was a 2-man in the WNBA and known for her shooting from the 3-point range. So it's great to see her step into a new role here in the WNBL, being a point guard and getting some good experience as a floor leader.
Hasn't found the points so far tonight, but has had double-digit figures the last 3 rounds. Borlase fires for 3. Booth can't keep it alive. She says hello to some fans in the front row.
And Lan, I always think that the WNBL is a great place for WNBA imports who maybe come off the bench or their role is maybe not as big. They come to our league, they really excel, they develop their skills, they grow in confidence, and they go back to the WNBA as a better player and more well-rounded. Do you see that when you are in the WNBA?
Definitely. I think you see it in players like Brittany Sykes, Naz Hillman. They just come, they make a big impact in the WNBL, and then the following season in the WNBA, lo and behold, they're big parts of their team.
And a big one is Veronica Burden, who was the point guard for the Bendigo Spirit last season, and she just had an amazing year with the Valkyries in the W.
Yeah, I think she won Most Improved Player, right?
She did.
As Fijo has turned it over to McConnell. Bendigo 75, Adelaide 56. Over the top to Booth. Out to Pollard. They share it to McConnell. Still can't get her first points of the night. Might get another opportunity here. It's broken up by Talbot. It spills to Pollard, though. Looking to go to Tolo. It's sent out of play.
I don't know where Talbot just came from, but she came out of nowhere to get that shot.
Borlase pulls the trigger from deep. I don't think she's hit a 3-pointer tonight, is he? Still had the 20 points, which is her season average. First game against her old club. Lockridge, the 14 points for her side tonight. Averages a 16 of 5 assists as well. As we've mentioned earlier, having a really strong season for the Lightning. So how would you approach, Beck, the next few weeks for Adelaide until they find a replacement for Serena Sundell? How do they navigate this period? And also, it's not just filling her as a player on the court, it's also psychologically as well. You've just lost one of your best imports. So how do you continue to kind of rock up to games each week and try and take on the opposition?
You have to stay in the moment, take it day by day, and just control the controllables. Don't worry about the things that you can't control, but after every game, you need to go back, watch film. Where can I get better individually? Where can we get better as a team? But most of all, stay confident and also use this opportunity to step up, because every player on the Adelaide Lightning team, that is what they need to do, because they need to help fill that gap that Sundell brought to the Lightning.
As Talbot gets fouled. And so as this is the final match of round 5, make sure you have downloaded the free WNBL app to catch every score, story and stat. It's the fastest way to stay courtside with the WNBL. Scan the QR code on your screen now. It really is a fabulous resource. Griffin with another rebound. She's had a double-double, 16 points, 12 rebounds for her. Oh, wonderful steal from Talbot. Running downhill. Oh, doesn't quite get the roll.
Talbot has just been the engine for Lightning tonight. She has been doing all the little effort plays, tipping rebounds, getting in the lanes, getting steals, really pushing the ball. And this is what Talbot will need to continue to do to help and lead her team.
But Talbot can't do it alone. She needs someone else on the Lightning to step up and share the load. That's tough to do by yourself.
Let's get to John Casey with a special guest courtside.
Thanks, Jess. Yes, I'm here with Tracy York now. Tracy coached both the Lightning and Bendigo. What would you be doing right now if you're coaching Adelaide? How can you turn this around?
Oh, geez, yeah, like I love the Adelaide Lightning, coached them 10 years ago, and also the Bendigo Spirit. I think for the Lightning, they need a few more scorers, or how their scoring options are going to happen. I guess overall, defensively, they've been okay, but needs more scoring options.
I see you sitting alongside Joey Wright, NBL Championship winner, Coach of the Year. Do you coach between yourselves while you're there, or you just enjoy the game?
No, we coach between ourselves. We talk all the time, go, what would you do, what would I do? So, yeah, I still work with him, Shoot HQ and transition sports, so I love that as well. And also coaching up in Darwin, the Salties won the wheelchair championship. Congratulations on that. Are you enjoying that change? Yeah, I love it. The Salties boys are great, and I'm signed for 2 more years with them as well. Well, it's great to see you here courtside back in Adelaide. Enjoy the game. Thanks, John. Thank you.
Wonderful from John Casey. Great to have a pioneering Australian basketball coach, Tracy York, with us on the coverage. How good was that?
So good to see someone who's been a part of the league for such a long time still come and support and cheer on these amazing athletes.
5.5 to play. It's the youngster Reese. Work it into the corner for Werrong. It's no good. The triple. And last, we should point out to Adelaide, their last 2 matches, they've taken on last year's grand finalists. Townsville last week, Bendigo the defending champs tonight. So a couple of tough matches in round 5 for the Lightning. But no doubt they'll take plenty from it.
Definitely need to look at this as learning experiences, and a huge 3 there from Brazil. Great look for the youngster.
Of course, she's best mates with Izzy Borlase. Must be weird coming up against your best mate in opposition colours. They played so much basketball together.
I'm sure there are some fun little words being had between the 2 of them.
Borlase gets fouled. They've got to within 13 here, the Lightning. Was out to as much as 20 points. There's still time on the clock, but you do feel like Bendigo definitely in the box seat at the moment. Another wonderful performance from Izzy Bourlays. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. She had 3 personals to half-time. And so we spoke about that being a challenge for a young player to navigate. So how do you think she's done in the second half, Lance?
I mean, she's on 4 right now, so she's close. But I think she's adjusted well. You can see that she's not taking as many risks, and she's just letting the game flow instead of trying to force the issue on defense.
Is it a challenge that most young players have to overcome? Sort of getting yourself in that foul trouble, learning how to kind of get around it. As Lockridge knocks down 3. Keeps things pretty interesting with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, it's getting to be a little bit more competitive now, but yeah, definitely with younger players, you need to learn the flow of the game. You need to be able to let good players sometimes do what they're going to do. Sometimes they're going to score, and that's just a good player, and you can't foul just because you're there.
Foul going against Kelsey Reese. 12 points, 4 minutes left. Becky giving the Lightning a chance.
Never say never, Jess. I just think Adelaide have done a great job of just settling in this fourth quarter and sort of going back to the basics and finding their identity and moving the ball really well, clogging the key, making it harder for Bendigo. But this woman right here, Lockridge, she has really set the tone in this fourth quarter.
That's the basketball gods giving that ball to Fagan right there, who gets an easy lay.
Lockridge with the 19 points. Fagan up to the 17. Here's Kelsey Griffin just to steady the ship for Bendigo. Talbot has Griffin and Tolo to contend with. She gets it out to Fagan. Now to Fijo. Another one of these young talents coming through the Lightning squad. Izzy Bourlays to fight with it against Fijo.
And the physicality of this game has just been on show tonight. People putting their bodies on the line, teams getting around each other. And this is what a lot of players, coaches have said about this league. So it really just shows the development and the growth of the WNBL.
12 points, 3 minutes left. Talbot to spark her side. It's off target. But she went for it. Simpson to take it away for the Spirit. Good defensive work from Talbot against Griffin, who wins it. Lovely bounce pass to Simpson. Gets fouled on her way through.
That's what Bendigo is so good at. They just take advantage of defensive rotations. They make the right read, make the right pass, and punish the defense.
A nice fake, head fake from Simpson there. Good, another little sidestep, a really impressive move. And she's really been growing in confidence with the more time that she's been getting in games due to injuries.
Now the Tassie product as well, Mackay Simpson from Launceston.
Let's go up the Tassie girls.
Tell us about basketball in Tasmania at the moment. Is it going from strength to strength?
Absolutely, with that new WNBL team coming through.
Of course.
It's great for Tasmanian basketball.
We maybe one day see you repping Tassie in the WNBL.
You never know.
Never know.
Never know.
I think we'd all love to see that. 13 points is Bendigo's advantage. Bourlays looking for help, and it's going to be an Adelaide ball.
It's a big screen there from Tolo against a small guard. Unfortunately, ended up in a foul, but it's a tough screen to get through no matter what the case is.
And we're going to head to a timeout here. So just less than 2 minutes left. 13 points is the margin. Bendigo led by 6 at quarter time, 9 at half time. It really was the third quarter where they did the damage. 22 points for 15. That opened up a 16-point gap. And it looked almost over in the first couple of minutes of this last quarter. Adelaide have done well. Even if they lose tonight, you think there's still positives to take out how they've actually kind of challenged Bendigo in this last quarter?
You have to give credit to them for never giving up and always throwing a punch back at something that Bendigo have done. But you've now lost 2 games on the road. You're definitely going to want to get back into seeing what works for us. The likes of Brazel right there, hitting three balls. That's something she can really do. But also, it's hard. A credit to Bendigo. Steph Talbot scored the first 7 points, and they've held her to 10. So this is where Lan said before, you have the likes of Talbot who can produce. Dallas Lockridge has really stepped up. Sanaya Fagan as well. But they're a team that will really need 4 to 5 people in double figures in order to get those wins across the board.
Also, getting it done on the offensive end with those big 3 from Adelaide, but making sure that your defense is also following suit. You can score points, but if you can't stop another team from scoring, you're going to have some trouble.
See what they can draw up here. Give it to Talbot. Gets it out to Lockridge. She's got the hot hand for Adelaide tonight. Not quite on that occasion. 19 points for Lockridge tonight. Borlase, fabulous performance from her, 22 points. She gets through Fijo. Let's take another look at it.
And even though that was a foul, I like that Fijo is applying pressure to Borlase, trying to make her do something else, not do option A, and just making her life harder. She's someone who comes on the court and just provides energy and uplifting tempo for the Lightning.
Here goes Borlase. Takes them all on and gets fouled. Double-double for Borlase tonight. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 4 personal fouls. Done all of that with 4 personals hanging over her head for the majority of the second half.
She's got a very complete stat line across all aspects. Being able to score like she is without shooting threes as well, without making threes, is super impressive. The ability that she has to finish at the rim is
strong clip when you're not hitting threes.
It's tough to do.
She's 0 from 3 from three-point range, Izzy Borlase tonight. Lockridge, another strong performance after a career best game against Townsville last week. Fagan working on the youngster. Rees gets the roll. Just too strong.
And you have to remember, Sanaya Fagan is still so young. Fresh out of college, she had her first season in the WNBA. And then you come here and she's expecting to be the big dog, that main 5-man. And she has done an amazing job. But tonight she's also going up against expert and vets in the likes of Tolo and Griffin. And again, she's just going to develop each and every single game. But she is so young, and I think we almost forget that part of her.
22 years of age. Such a bright future ahead of her. Came out of the University of South Carolina, 2-time NCAA champion. Also
one goal with the US team at the 2021 Under-19 World Cup.
And again, that's something else. She knows how to win. She's a winner. So if she can help some of her teammates get that mentality, know what it takes to win, that will really go a long way as well.
Bendigo by 12. These are the next 4 matches for Adelaide. They stay at home for the next couple against Geelong and Townsville. And then another away trip to face the defending champs Bendigo again, followed by a trip to Canberra to take on the Cats. 2 wins for the Lightning this season against the Caps and Sydney. And they've got a great stretch in the first 6 rounds where they play 6 games at home, this being the 4th of them. I'm loving seeing the crowds show up and support the Lightning this season. Here goes Lockridge. Oh, Fagan cleans it up. They're not done with yet, Adelaide. They've got it to within 10.
And this is the fight you want from the Lightning and what they have shown most games this season.
Head to another timeout. Let's take a look at the replay.
This is where you want to always follow someone in transition, because you might just get that sneaky little O-board if they miss. It gives your team a good chance to score in transition.
Both teams on 5 fouls now, so in this last minute that we have of the game, anytime someone fouls, they will be sending their opponent to the foul line.
So, Alana, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Beck a little earlier. 10 points, 51 seconds on the clock. Are you giving Adelaide a chance?
It's doable.
Oh, I like it. That's a bit more positive than Beck. Or no, she didn't say anything can happen.
Yes, yeah. Everything has to go your way, and it's hard to do at the end of a game with fatigue. But I'd love to see that fight from Adelaide right up until that final buzzer.
But this is a good sign. Full court press, trying to turn it ball over, just like we see there.
They do get the turnover.
Yes, out of bounds. Exactly what you want to see for Adelaide.
I think they've been listening to Alana all night, Beck. Calls off the top about Talbot came true. She reckons this lead's doable.
I'm manifesting it for Adelaide.
Well, if this 3 drops from Lockridge, oh, what about the O-board from Fijo to keep it alive? Through the hands of Brazel to the captain, Talbot for 2.
Sneaky little scoop.
And what a finish from Talbot.
8 points, Simpson to Tolo.
Adelaide need to get a stop, or they need to foul to get possession back.
Oh, they get possession back. Dallas Lockridge runs into a brick wall in the form of Kelsey Griffin. Tense times. 18 seconds left. Might not be doable.
Anything is possible.
They've shown great fighting, great hustle here in this last quarter, Adelaide. They win possession back here.
We love to see a team fight until those final seconds, even when the margin seems like it's unlikely.
And even if you do end up with a loss, the fact you've had this great energy, intensity, now you bring that momentum, that feel, the vibe into your next game.
You've got to focus on the positives if you're Adelaide. Like you said earlier, Beck, you want to take lessons from this and not get down on yourself. You're going into the next game wanting to get a win. What can I take from my last loss? What can I do differently?
Let's take a little look at Sanaya Fagan's night. 22 points, the 4 rebounds.
And as a 5-man, she's just got such good touch around the rim. You can see she can shoot the mid-range like that, take her man off the dribble. She has nice little Dirk moves, fadeaways. She's just an exciting talent.
Season high 22 points for Fagan as well, had 19 in their win against the Caps in round 3. So the last 4 weeks tonight, Fagan, 19 points, 18 points, 14 and 22 tonight. Really starting to put some solid numbers on the board. They draw up here. They go to Talbot. Lands into the lap of Izzy Borlase. She's wearing different colours tonight, but there's no place like home for Izzy Borlase. As Bendigo get the job done tonight against the Adelaide Lightning, 82-74. A strong opening quarter from the Spirit. They led by 6 at quarter time. Game of a few momentum swings in the opening half. The Spirit led by 9 at half time. They did the damage in the third. The 16-point lead at 3/4 time. Adelaide threw everything at them in the last quarter. Too experienced in the end, the Spirit, to notch their first away win. WNBL26. They will head home this week, and take on Perth on Sunday. Let's get courtside to John Casey.
Thanks very much, Jess. I've got a very happy Kelsey Griffin with you here at the moment. It made you get to the line there. It was tough down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you expect from Adelaide. They're blue collar, they play hard, they play till the end. And yeah, they showed that grit and determination there in that 4th quarter.
Kennedy tried to get you and Mariana a break there in that last quarter, but then the fire started again and you had to come back in.
Yeah, I thought they made really great adjustments. They threw a zone in, they changed up how they were defending Izzy, so it was a well-coached game in that second part where they made us think and adjust, and so we were able to weather it. But yeah, it was a team effort for sure.
You've got a tough stretch here because you head home now Sunday, you're up against the Lynx again. Is that good to get those games against the Lynx close together? You know how they play?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like finals basketball where you play, you make adjustments, you get to see them again. We're headed to Regional Victoria. We're in Traralgon, so home of Jade Melbourne, so it should be a good turnout. I know they love their basketball there.
And how are you enjoying it? I was amazed here tonight how physical it was, you know, setting screens. It's tough.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, it's why I'm still playing, because of the likes, getting to play with Kelsey Reese, Izzy Borlase, Paulie, G, Micah, the young ones, and get to be, in their formative years and hopefully give them a springboard for long professional careers like mine.
Well, Izzy spoke pre-game about how important you've been to her and sort of the experience that you provide, and she's really coming along. Where do you see her getting in her career?
I think the thing for is I've challenged myself to make her smile at least once a game. Like, I want her to be enjoying it if she's playing, and I think she's got, a huge ceiling, but I want her to enjoy it. And when she's competitive and competing, and that's something that I really want her to have, and have that experience with basketball. And I think, she's just going to get better as she keeps developing, keeps learning, learns how to play with different people. And so I'm really excited to see where she goes.
And just a quick one on you, 250th game coming up, your next game, 5 championships. Are you still enjoying it?
I am. It's, it's been a long slog, I'm not going to lie, and there's been ups and downs, but I think the last few seasons getting to play with amazing people, getting to bring basketball back to Bendigo, and I'm enjoying a town and a team that was such a huge part of my journey in life and in basketball has been really special, so I'm excited I get to end my career there.
It's great to have you out here still doing your thing. Well played tonight.
Thanks, Case. Appreciate it.
A wonderful interview there, John Casey with Kelsey Griffin. 18 points and 12 rebounds for the superstar tonight. Bendigo winners by 8 points. We're going to wrap it up after the break. Stay with us.
Yeah.
Although about basketball, he can speak about it, and he knows. Yeah, he knows. How they actually ran the broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
How Liam navigated.
The Bendigo Spirit, they get their first away win of WNBL26. They came to Adelaide, they got the job done by 8 points thanks to impressive performances from the likes of Kelsey Griffin, Mariana Tolo and Izzy Boulais playing against her old club for the first time. She finished with a game-high 24 points. Jess Webster with you alongside Beck Cole and Alana Smith. These are the key stats to full time. Beck and Alana, what were your key takeaways from tonight's match?
Boulais obviously was a superstar tonight, but for me, the rebounding and the sheer size and determination for Bendigo with 40 rebounds to total the game, it was just unmatched tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Adelaide, although they had a tough loss, they have exciting points to look at in Fagan having a great night, Lockbridge again doing really well. And they're going to need those two to continue with that form so they can get back in the W column.
This is the Bunnings Warehouse ladder. Things remaining very close indeed. Bendigo just that win important to keep themselves in the top four. Adelaide still thereabouts. But two massive games coming up. Round 6 next week for these two sides. Adelaide Lightning hosting the Geelong Venom at 6:30 p.m. They're back at home again. Make sure you scan the QR code for the tickets there. And that's for Bendigo. Well, they're back home, sort of. They are in regional Victoria, but they're on the other side of the bay in Traralgon, where they host Perth. Looking forward to that after they lost to Perth by 15 on Sunday night. But tonight, it was the defending champs back on the winners list in a big way. They take down the Adelaide Lightning by 8 points. Thanks for your company. Good night.